Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. About to get into the second match between Regicide as well as Chiefs. It was a interesting
Yep.
game one.
Let's go with interesting. I like interesting because it covers a whole broad spectrum of emotions, some of which include rage. But, you know, we'll see whether this game is a cleaner game because all I'm asking for, people at home, is one clean game of League of Legends today. I've removed my quota from 4 down to 1, and we'll see whether we're able to pick that up, Fish.
Man, the Chiefs are playing, so that's not going to happen no matter who their opponents are today. Apparently even against Regicide. Not going to be an easy task for the Chiefs. They are not been doing well so far.
Once again, I think it was easy. I just don't think it was clean.
It's one of your games where you tell people,
you know,
yeah, I'll be done in 20.
Packing a suitcase is a pretty easy task, right?
Okay.
But you can do it 2 ways. You can either fold the clothes up, you can make sure everything's neat, there's allocated sections, there's not dirty clothes with clean clothes, you know, you've got a toiletry bag, or you can just chuck everything in the damn bag and put it on a plane. And I feel like game 1 was the second.
I actually think that last game, Chiefs just threw everything on top of the bag before opening it and took that to the airport instead, because that's how bloody messy it was. But new game here. Regicide showed signs of life in that match. They had some great points, but again, small things really tearing them apart in their match against big teams like the Chiefs or like the Direwolves.
And they ban away Xayah again, which is a little bit confusing to me, and I want to hit on it, because if you're going to play Braum as a team fighting support, I feel like you can leave Xayah up. I feel like she's got very low range. She doesn't abuse as hard as Caitlyn. And I feel like this is just going to be a first... Oh, it's actually a Thresh. I was going to say the first pick Caitlyn coming out.
Interesting.
It makes more sense as a Thresh, actually, because I didn't see the time Kench ban. I was looking at the other side of the screen.
Yep.
But yeah, Xayah is strange to me, Fish. I don't know if I like it.
I mean, it's one of Ray's best champions so far. He's had 2 great performances on it.
Yeah, Caitlyn looks super sloppy, you know? 8-minute turrets.
I mean,
put him back on that.
He didn't buy double rapid fire cannon on us. So, yeah, so he's pretty safe in that regard. But still another blue side Zac ban, this time for the Chiefs.
Yeah, interesting. Potentially didn't want to first pick it, and they had left up what they considered 2 OP champions in Thresh and Zac, and would rather play with Thresh at the moment.
Yep. Regicide pick up Braum, which Decoy had a decent game on. And Ash is locked in for Chenny Boy.
Makes sense. I mean, they threw an Ash and a Varus ban at Chenny and forced him towards the Jhin. Now he has a little bit better of a job going up against Caitlyn. Ash has always been fine against Caitlyn. You can shove with the volley, as well as just nail her with arrows whenever you want.
Yep. And a lot of crowd control from this bottom lane as well, which, excuse me, seems to be what Regicide really need. Zion cough and then hit the cough button and continue talking.
Hits the cough button afterwards and then talks through it.
It's not my day. Neither is it any of the teams that have played today. Chiefs do lock in Caitlyn as their AD carry pick of choice. And their final pick is going to be Renekton. So apparently is the most contested pick at the moment.
Must be. I mean, only one other top lane ban in the Galio. I was really excited. I thought we were going to get cool things like Sejuani, Galio, potentially a Maokai pick. Like all these things in the top lane that would have been cool. And now we're stuck in a Renekton Rumble meta.
Oh boy. Seems like a very fun meta to be in. Gragas is locked in finally for Regicide. Should be Fade's pick. Doesn't really look like a ZZZ champion. I mean, who knows? It could go full AP Gragas top lane and then would be a ZZZ champion.
No, ZZZ also played the Nautilus up in the top lane, so it does play tanks. I don't know. I want to see the skill matchup thrown. Give me a Fiora.
Potentially.
Give me a Riven.
I'd actually really like to watch the Fiora matchup for ZZZ against Renekton.
Fiora wins it late game. I'm talking very late game. Renekton has a very good laning phase against it.
Yeah, it's all about betting out the riposte as well against the stun.
Yeah, even that just doesn't matter. I mean, Renekton's got way too much sustain at the start of the game. But if you get to 2.5, 3 items on Fiora, you generally win every 1v1 in the game.
Syndra is the first ban from Regicide. LeBlanc follows suit. And a Karma ban from the Chiefs.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, Orianna's still available for Swiffer. Cassiopeia's still available. So I'm not sure they've hit his champion pool all that easy. They've certainly hurt the assassins that he plays at the moment.
Yep.
We haven't seen his Katarina or his Echo for a very long time. Fizz has fallen out of meta. He can't play Yasuo. Yasuo's not in meta. I just like insulting Simon for not being able to play Yasuo.
Why is it he can't play this Yasuo champion?
I don't know.
Just can't click buttons apparently. sad because that's kind of his job. Karma paired up with
Maybe
Ari.
it's because he's a regular caster. So there are some pro players that play with smart cast. Simon clicks all of his abilities still.
Interesting.
Which is very interesting because he does it very quickly.
Yeah, which is interesting because he plays Rise of Cassiopeia.
Are you a clicker or are you a smart caster?
No, smart caster.
Are you a control smart caster or a hover
I am a
over?
control normal caster.
Yeah. What abilities do you normal cast?
Ooh.
I only have one in the whole game. It's Talia W.
I normal cast Rumble's ultimate.
No, see, Rumble and the other guy, Victor, I smart cast.
I can't do that. I normal cast in lane a lot if I need to be precise, but in team fights I never do.
That makes sense.
We have gone through a couple more picks here as they do lock in Jace on the side of Regicide.
This will be good. I feel like this is ZZZ's champion, and we get a better opportunity to see whether this is heavily Renekton favored.
We have Lee Sin lock in for Spooks, as well as the Cassiopeia for Swiffer.
And Cassio is really interesting. She's very good at protecting dive comps, like comps that she's very good at being a peeler against dive comps, because as you have to dive into the Cassiopeia, she has the ultimate as well as the miasma that shut down a lot of aggression early, but does struggle against range. And Victor has actually some pretty good range there in the mid lane.
It does, and that's the lock-in for Sealman. So it's going to be ZZZ on Jace top lane, so we'll be able to see that Renekton Jace matchup again.
And once again, I actually credit where credit's due to Regicide's coaching staff. As far as getting them win conditions through a draft, every single one of Regicide's drafts I've seen so far this split have actually made thematic sense.
Again, I mean, Regicide look good as a team.
They've taken the Braum early to unlock the Gragas pick to make sure that they're not going to have to play Gragas into Braum. They have very good mixed damage between Magic and AD. They have a good split push to match Renekton, as well as still abilities to start fights, even though they don't have a pure tank in the top lane. I actually like Regicide's comp. Chief's comp just does an absolute ton of damage. A metric ton of damage. Cassiopeia, Caitlyn, late game, pretty much uncontested as far as DPS go.
Yep. I mean,
out of their roles.
Got good engage from Spooks and Egypt, and then you have good counter engage from Swiffer as well. So, well put together team comp from the Chiefs. But again, Regicide's team component of their team is really great. All the way from bans, picks, as well as why they play the game is fantastic.
And I also think their bottom lane won't struggle as much this time. Ashe keeps creep waves off, and also is much harder to push into because it just has the instant arrow, which allows Fade to get down there, and they've got better CC to be able to, you know, bully around the Raze and Egypt combo if they're able to land it. So I think as long as they get there relatively even to level 6, they should be okay.
They provide utility as well, which is what Chenny Boy is well known for in his AD carry. So excited to see how this one plays out for Regicide. They've been a fun team to watch so far. They seem like every week they're putting pieces of the puzzle together. They just haven't found the right pieces yet.
Yeah, it certainly does. The only criticism I would have is they kind of play, all right, we're playing an all-in team fight comp, and then, all right, that didn't work. We're going to play high CC. We're going to play 1-4. They kind of are trying to play a little bit of everything. I would just love it if we saw the Nautilus again. Like, I think that team fighting comp with Jarvan or Nautilus that they have in the top lane was actually really fun and thematically suited how they look like they're on Summoner's Rift.
Nah, secretly, I know that Spawn just wants to see ZZ play Fiora or Riven again in the top lane.
Yeah, that's
true. But for now, let's check in with Jish, the coach of the Chiefs, who's standing by with Hingers.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Jish. And what does a coach do after that first game in the team room? I mean, what kind of talk are you giving them?
To be honest, like, no one was really fazed by it. I think that the way that the OPL is scheduled, with us playing our first game at 7 PM, is like really, really taxing and takes a huge toll on players.
Right.
So I think for them to be able to like still win the game and then come out of it pretty cleanly and be like, oh, you know, it's whatever, we still won the game. Let's just reset and go into the next one. Is speaks volumes for them. They're really resilient and quite strong. I think that other teams probably wouldn't have handled that so well.
Yeah, all right. Well, you're playing against a team. Well, actually, I want to ask you about your drafts more generally because I know last week you weren't particularly happy with how you drafted. You tweeted out saying, I'm not happy about this, want to improve. I mean, what have you been doing in terms of like working on your own drafts to improve between last week and this week?
Last week I just got unlucky. Like, you know, sometimes you flip the coin. No. So we just like talked about it a little bit more. Especially throughout the week, it was more about like the consistent lead up and just working out what we're strong on and what we want to play, and then mainly what we want to show to other OPL teams. So we want to like reveal as little as possible. And we tried out a lot of different things in practice, and we just like took notes on, you know, what we think is good and what we want to show this weekend. So that was basically it.
All right, we'll let you go and watch the rest of this game and prepare for a potential game 3.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff.
So just going to touch into jungle part of these really quick here. Fade starting on Raptor Camp. We'll have Lee Sin starting on Red Buff with a leash from bottom lane, but something really interesting to see from Jish there is after that first question from Hingers, said nothing about his player's performance. Blamed it on absolutely anything else he could, either himself or the OPL starting at 7. And I really respect that from coaches. Anything you say to your team members backstage, whether he did or did not say that, we have no idea, but still, gives your players a lot of morale. And it's something we see a lot in traditional sports as well, where coaches or managers will come out and say, you know what? Oh, that was just bad performance for me, and then take it back to the drawing board in private. Really like that.
Yeah, exactly right. Like last night, Essendon played against the Swans. The ground was a little bit wet underfoot, maybe wetter than the conditions would have shown Fish. And it's very hard to play football in that. Even when you have a 19-point lead with 4 minutes to go, you can still lose the game with wet conditions underfoot.
I still have no idea how that sport works. Why are there 3, 4 poles? Like, I don't
Four
understand.
posts? Because if you kick the ball through the 2 middle ones, this is going to be a kill either way nearly.
Assuming almost going down. But I don't understand, like, why are you rewarding people from missing?
Exactly. That is why, because Australians are positive people. So, you know, we give you 6 points if you get it, and we still give you a point for trying.
Oh,
Unless, of course, your Sydney Swans, who put one out on the full last night. So, even our trying has a limit, Fish.
Oh, boy. I still don't understand.
Game coming in from Spooks on the creep wave. Still gets it.
Really good
That's
combo.
a kill.
That's great from Spooks, holding on to the second part of the resonating strike and comboing out with Swiper fantastically. Good to see.
That's actually really nice because they gave the false confidence of creep wave is here, you can approach, but they went on the last split second. They're able to get the kill. They then shove it completely into turret. By the way, they got the flash out of ZZZ, and neither Swiper or Spooks had to expend theirs.
Yep.
So that is as good as a game can go in the top lane.
ZZ's gone back to base and picked up double Doran's blade for himself.
Whew. Normally you see if it goes this way on Jace, a cull, honestly, because he autos the lane so much that it just helps you out in being able to get it. Swiper, of course, always dreamed about being a foot soldier when he was a little boy, so he goes back, gets himself a sword, gets himself a shield, as well as some boots, and he's on his way to the army.
Oh, boy. He's up against a mechanical cannon, though. Not quite sure how that was going to work for him. Somehow he's turned into a magical crocodile. I don't think that was part of his dream as a young boy.
He's a toy soldier. Look at him. He's got his armor. He's got his weird blade.
He's got spikes. Probably the worst Renekton skin, but
Is it?
give it to him. I mean, you're in Australia and not playing Outback Croc. I think that's just disappointing.
That is true. I play Outback, so I'll give you that one. But at the same time, all right, so this is going to show how blind I am. I don't think people realize how blind I am, although we'll maybe hold that because Fade is down here. And
Talk about spectacles later, because here comes Fade. Good flash from Egypt. Gets a hook on the back of it as well. I think if he went through that one, might have been more damage than Chenny Boy.
Yeah, actually wanted to grab Fade there and be able to pull him onto the trap. Suman's dead.
Here comes Spooks. Oh, Suman
He's
can't.
dead.
I think he could have gone. That's a dead man. I think Suman could have got away there.
Yeah, potentially. Spooks would have probably just water hopped over. Actually, didn't have a ward, so you're right. He should have lived. ZZZ going aggressive.
Yeah, Swiper, good damage. Knocks him back at the end as well.
Swiper must have used his stun to last hit a minion, like when to a low health. This is actually something you should do against Renekton. So when he's autoing his wave, if two go down really low, he'll auto one and then W the other to be able to pick up both creeps. Especially if you don't have rage, because they want to use their Q when they have rage to get HP back. That's a really good window to trade against Renekton. Anyway, getting back to how blind I am. Some of the skins I pick in League of Legends are just because champions are too blue and I can't spot them against a river. So I pick the opposite color.
Yeah.
So like right now, that Caitlyn skin, if I was playing it, would be too close to the creeps in my wave, and then the river when I was playing it in the river, so I would never play it.
Caitlyn is something.
Which is why I play pink Caitlyn, because you can see her wherever you are.
Caitlyn's some of the best skins. She has the chromas that make her look like Luigi, which is great. And then the Arctic Ops Caitlyn is one of the best skins ever.
Yeah, I wish I could play Arctic Ops, because I think thematically it's a really cool skin, but a little bit too blue for me. And the funny thing is, I'm being dead serious. There are some skins that I just cannot play because I can't see the champion.
Fix your damn skins, right? Small needs to play these.
Well, I don't think it's their fault. I'm legally blind.
That's why you're bronze for. I understand now.
Get out of that chair.
I've just been kicked off my chair. Gonna have to stand for the rest of this cast.
Excuse me, I'm hard stuck Diamond 5, and you will respect that. Suman in trouble again.
Here comes a gank from Spook. Suman taking quite a bit of damage. Good disengage though, and Fade comes in for the counter, so just flashes burnt, but topside, that's a dive. Swiper is gonna get out, almost. Just gets out there. No range minions following through as well, so barely escapes.
All right, so Renekton's OP. We'll give it to you, Pinch, and Brom's probably dead.
Decoy gets locked down, puts up the shield, not going to do too much. Does have flash, but at this point, don't need to waste it. Swiffer picks up the kill as well.
Yeah, that's actually really nice from Decoy. Don't want to waste any kind of summoner spells at this stage of the game. Fade is actually doing a good job of counter jungling as we take a look what happened topside. Yeah, just flashes in on him, gets a nice easy kill. Big swips. Certainly shown up to play in the last 2 weeks of the OPL.
I'm pretty sure that kill he got on the range minion actually saved his life as well.
3 longswords.
Oh my goodness.
What actually builds?
I mean, Tiamat does well into Titanic Hydra. I believe you can get it with 3 longswords.
Yep.
Because that's 2 into the Tiamat and 1 into the gloves.
Joram's fish. All right.
That's a flash there. Ultimate misses from Swiffer, but Suman still takes quite a bit of damage. Swiffer's still going for this one. Shield put up by Decoy, blocks it. It's going to have to be pulled back to safety. Sloppy gank, but they committed to it.
Yeah, they certainly did. I mean, it still did a lot of damage to Suman. And if Decoy wasn't there, almost certainly would have been a kill. But at the same time, Ejim shows up in the mid lane, and we're just going to have a 1v1 bottom. As you can see, this game with Ashe, it's certainly a much more even lane. Faye got down there early. Chenny Boy's done a really good job of being able to, you know, just CS underneath his turret for a lot of it. Hello.
That's...
Oh,
Raze under the turret. I was about to compliment him as well, but...
That was a hair's breadth away from being a kill either direction.
Goodness.
Fade now coming in. Spots out Spooks over the side of the wall.
Ejim looking to try and play him back. Gets him. Hook lands as well, but Spooks can't connect with the Q. Decoy jumps further forward as well. I was about to compliment Raze as well because the way he put down the traps there against Chenny Boy made him miss 3 to 4 CS.
Also led him in a line to where Piltover Peacemaker should have nailed him as well as the ultimate, but was still within turret range.
Good
that
reaction.
was a little bit of a Spooks Q there, by the way, on a play target. Still somehow managed to miss it.
Good reaction for Chenny Boy though, throwing out the ultimate to lock him down under the turret.
Yeah, I like that actually. Chenny's having a much better performance. Spooks is coming around again, has not been spotted. Play back.
No flash for Decoy. He can put up the shield and tank some damage, but he's going to fall here. Spooks lands the Q this time round, gets him, goes behind him, and the hook coming out from Egypt straight onto a trap. Chenny Boy's dead as well. He didn't expect that one.
Certainly did not, and it's been a really nice early game from Spooks. You know, I was having a little bit of fun with the missed skill shot, but really when you're 3-0-2 at this stage of the game on Lee Sin, you have certainly been active enough. And into an Infernal Drake at this stage of the game, 6-0, 3,000 gold. As just was saying, it's a little bit trying when you game 2, especially given the fact they went through a 3-game series beforehand, as well as technical difficulty. And they've certainly come into game 2 a little bit more switched on.
I mean, that puts a lot of pressure onto any pro player. I mean, they've got to be here a few hours before their match, and that could be anywhere between an hour after the first game to what we had today, which is 3 to 4 hours. So stuck around here, watching the last game, waiting for this game.
I don't mind this out of ZGZ. I mean, bottom side's going really poorly. There's absolutely no way that you're going to affect that with the teleport game. You're already losing top lane. You're on a lane-dominant champion. Just get back to lane as quickly as possible. One of the few times that I will allow a player to teleport back to his own lane.
He's picked up a tier of the Goddess as well, so looking to stack up some mana on Jace. Be more poke-centric. But he's not having a good time against the Renekton. Of course, the good gank early from Spooks has really swayed the lane in Sniper's favor, but he's played it out one-on-one fantastically.
Yeah, it certainly has. I mean, when you pick up a second solo kill after just the gank, especially given the fact that ZZZ was able to teleport back in and pick up majority of that farm. That was a good thing. Fade is dead.
Oh, he turns around to throw a barrel and Swiffer connects with the ultimate. Gets it with the fadeaway, delivered onto Suman as well. Suman taking quite a bit of damage there, but Spooks is able to look for a turnaround.
Yeah, Suman actually played that nicely as well. Pops the ghost, made sure he's getting out. Oh, that is beautiful.
That was the tip of the flay coming out as well. Knocks him over the blast cone into a trap. That was really cool from Raze. He's going to be able to pick up a kill off the back of that as well.
Absolutely beautiful play coming out of Ejim there. And all of a sudden, Decoy might be caught here. See whether the flay or the hook is able to land.
Oh, Spooks has got him with the Q. Goes through, kicks him before jumping over towards the ward. He's going to get exhausted. Ejim, though! Hook City right now.
Certainly isn't. At the meantime, Suman is falling down. Swiffer goes after him, is able to get another kill. Also had red buff just to make that one a little bit easier. And the Chiefs must have heard T-Gun's message because they are now playing like the dominant Oceanic squad we know they are.
They've got 28 minutes to close this one out, so I don't know what to tell you. They need those points.
Well, they certainly do. I mean, they've already dropped a best of 3 against Direwolf. So if we go back to being serious about this season, the Chiefs either have to 2-0 Direwolf at the end of the year without losing a game to anyone else, because you would assume that's what Direwolf are going to be aiming to do.
Top side of the map though, trade between ZZ and Swiper. ZZ just knocks him back as soon as he gets anywhere closer, but again, the
Swiper
all
has
in.
flash again. Yeah, ZZ's about to get dove.
Yeah, Swiper's just waiting for it. He's got almost his full rage meter as well. ZZ is not going to leave. Good blast shockwave there. Swiper taking a lot of damage from his turret. Slices, dices out, flashes forward, gets it, but still dies to the turret. Just like buddies, they'll fall together and lay on the ground, have a little bit of a nap.
Technically a one trade there out of Swiper because he denies 4 creeps. He didn't overshut down because he's only got 2 kills. Egypt gets nailed here, Suman coming in. Good layering of CC.
Well. Hands off the keyboard, that's where you just start praying. Please let me live. It's not going to happen today because Jenny Boy picks up a kill.
Yeah, and you know, still little mistakes coming out of the Chiefs members. I mean, Carbon talks about it a lot, but Egypt's solo warding missions did cost him lives, and that was another one of them.
Yep.
Both Raze and Spooks were back in base. Swiffer was underneath his turret, so there was no way he was going to get there.
Ooh,
Hey.
Stop doing that. Good body block forward though, but that's a big ultimate. Spooks kicks one back. Swiffer and Spooks, the dynamic duo that this team needs, absolutely pop off in the mid lane.
And look at Swiffer's player camera. He enjoyed that play. Gets all 3 members. Raze is about to kill Chetty Boy. 1-2. Ults him in front of his face.
Woohoo! My goodness, we need to see that mid lane play again though, because that was probably the best play of League of Legends we've seen tonight.
Yeah, it certainly was. From the miasma, making sure the initial aggression was gone, to reading the fact that Fade was going to go back for another play, the great flash and ultimate. I mean, that was just crisp Cassiopeia play.
My goodness, here we go again.
So have a look at this. He flashes to the side, nails all 3 members. Huge damage. I mean, Spooks is there to be able to help pick up the scraps, but really, that is all on the back end of Swiffer.
Big play from the Chiefs here. Much cleaner game against Regicide. They already have an 8,000 gold lead.
You want to fight, mate? You can't leave that early.
I'm telling you, Swan, jungle minions are MVP this game. A lot of people tell me I should be a jungler because I have no mechanics and just have to hit minions that stand still.
Yeah, it turns out that's not the case anymore,
No.
eh? Mechanically intense role.
You take that back. I'm going mid lane. Apparently you don't need to click any buttons there.
Cassiopeia. It's a different mate. She's actually hard to play. I hadn't played new Cassiopeia. I used to play old school Cassiopeia with a circle button. And that's what you'd literally do. You could max your W and just clear out minion waves. But regardless, that's not the story. I was playing ARAM the other day. And I got Cassiopeia. And I used 2 rerolls to try and get a champion I wanted to play. And for those that don't know, I never play ARAM. I hate ARAM. And ZZZ's maybe best.
Hang on, he's just going to get taken down here by Raze and Egypt. Gets him with a hook. And about this ARAM game.
Yep. So Arrow's actually coming up. Egypt, Raze, no, missed both.
So would that be 1 point or 6 points in AFL?
I don't know, it went through the middle, didn't it? So it was probably 6.
Using the 2 turrets as the other posts.
Yeah, exactly right.
They're not going to let you talk. They want to fight first. Well, Spooks has actually been caught out slightly here. Jumps over towards Fade. Fancies the fight. Says, no, Egypt, I don't need your lantern. I'm going to kill people. Steelman, though, wants revenge. Will take down Spooks eventually, but Egypt flashes forward for a flay. Won't connect with the hook, and good use of the blast cone by Decoy. Gets him back to safety.
Yeah, it certainly does. And now you can see Steelman actually sticking around, wanting to have a little bit of a fight. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane, that is a Swiper in his natural habitat.
I mean, when your team is 8,000 gold ahead, you just play an RPG game of League of Legends where you just split push and kill minions and turrets. It's a lot of fun.
Oh, Raze.
That hurts.
He's mechanically playing really well.
He's got a static shiv ready, sending all the skill shots Blinky's way.
Decoy back up in this top lane now. Lanes go back to a little bit of normalcy, although ZZZ now maybe in a bit of trouble.
Uses the grounding, good stun comes out, allows Swiffer to hit
How
the
much
Q.
damage Swiffer's doing at this stage of the
That's
game.
obnoxious.
5-0-3, level 12, 2 levels higher than what Fade is already.
Yep. He's been the star player for the Chiefs this week.
Yep, for sure. Spooks also had a really impressive early game, although he's died.
He's
so.
7-1-3.
Can't even remember what I was talking about in my ARAM, by the way.
Something about Cassiopeia and re-rolling, but there's more action top lane. And bottom lane as well. Swiffer's actually been caught out. He might fall here.
Gonna fall.
There we go. Spooks MVP this week. He's got 2 more kills. He's going to pick up another one here. Gets one on towards the Ash as the turret falls to Raze. Cancelling the teleport out of ZZ. This is so much cleaner from the Chiefs, and Regicide have just been torn apart.
Yeah, they certainly have. I mean, this just shows that form is temporary, lasting forever. Is that what the saying is? Chiefs a little bit shaky in the first game, but this second game, they've just rotated all around the map. They've been able to pick up whatever objective they want. They're winning team fights.
And again, going back to what you said, just shows how much faith or trust he has in his team, so to speak, knowing that, all right, that's just a one-off thing. This game's going to be much different after the warm-up. And it's proven to be just that. Regicide will pick up an Elemental Dragon for themselves. And look at Swiper. Oh, gets the knockback to get him closer to his base as well. Thank you very much, Fade. I'll take the solo kill and the cast out.
Yeah, and this feels like a statement game now for the Chiefs. 20 kills in 17 minutes. They are ahead of the clock solo fish. 11,000 gold up. They're further ahead this game than what they were last game. And somehow you don't feel they're going to have the same difficulty closing out.
So waiting to see how Chiefs decide to close out this game, though, is, again, as much as it's not over yet, it's 11,000 gold, 17 minutes
Feels like it's becoming a formality at this stage.
Regicide have to pull off a miracle, and Chiefs really have to throw hard here.
And I know that the Chiefs are really hurting. I mean, they had never lost an OPL split until Direwolves knocked them off. They had never not made a final of the OPL.
I mean, on top of that, they're not going to be representing Oceania.
That's what I was going to say.
Finals.
This is the first time that not coming in the top 3 also cost you another international tournament.
Yeah.
Which means that they were very upset about the Rift rivals.
That's just the perfect storm.
Yeah. And all of a sudden, that means we have a very motivated Chiefs lineup.
Well, Regicide have put out Raze. He's going to fall straight away. This might be the pick Regicide really needed, but I don't even think they can turn around against these 3 members of the Chiefs. Swiper goes back for a good double dice.
Oh, Chenny's got tagged.
He's going to be able to tag this one up. Good kick from Spooks. That was beautiful. Gives Swiper the double kill. ZZZ gets tagged up as well. Waiting for that mana. Jumps on in. He's got more Malmortius. He doesn't care about anyone right now. Egypt steals that kill away from Spooks, and he is actually the MVP now after that play.
Yeah, it certainly is. Spooks just gets the perfect tag there. Is able to make it work. Swiffer, meanwhile, in the top lane, has somehow lost a 1v1 versus Suman. They've both just ghosted after each other and ran away at top speed. Swiffer's in the far brush.
Oh, Egypt's coming.
Yeah.
Don't you touch my mid laner like that. Spooks jumps over the gravity field, throws him a Spooks Q his way. Now just waiting for the next one to come back up. Will he hit it? Flip a coin. If heads,
Tails.
yes, but tails, twice. Come on, best 2 out of 3.
He's dead.
He got it! He hit the Q spawn. Mission accomplished.
And the literal death sentence is, I think Swips just gave Spooks a question mark pick. Let's have another look at this play. Really nice arrow onto Raze. And this is what I like out of Decoy. Flashing forward at Fade, both of them at the exact same time, taking out the AD carry. This chase is a little bit overzealous, and the fact that that hit Chenny and not Fade just is a little bit unlucky, to be honest. 3-man play into very big column-eek there. Means that the Chiefs will clean up the back end of the team fight. But still, and I say this with a genuine belief that Regicide is going to get better, they are not afraid to make proactive plays in situations where a lot of other teams would have hung up their mouse and keyboard.
Yep. And we see this every single game they play. They're always confident.
They're like LGD.
True.
Remember when LGD were an amazing team, and if they were losing games, they would just continue to fight you and lose in 25 minutes. That was 2015.
I'm getting, yeah, the reason why you have to clarify when is because we're getting calls from our production telling us that they never were an amazing team.
That's not true. They were the best team in the world.
I'd like to see their World Championship ring.
Just wasn't at the time of the World Championship, mate. Come on. There's no doubt that WE were the best team in the world at IPL 5. They didn't win the World Championship, did they, smartass?
What are you talking about? TPA won that one.
Certainly did. They were a very good squad. WE had to play a game across 10 days, however. So you reckon the Chiefs are tilted from having to start a game at 7 o'clock. You wait until you hear what Messiah has to say about Worlds.
I mean, if you put Juves on that team, they would have been absolutely fine.
Oh,
he can take 10 days.
Clear Love just getting a little bit roasted here.
Spooks looking to try and jump over the ward here for a jump kill, but can't get it. Instead, Timmy Swiffer gets nailed by everything, including the ultimate coming out from Victor. Good damage, but they can't follow up. Decoy will be the first one to fall. Raze picks up that kill nice and easy. Good response from Regicide so far.
Oh.
Ah, that hurts.
Those Caitlyn traps are obnoxious at this stage of the game. And with the fact that they've got a Cassiopeia as well as Renekton still alive, they could probably start up this Baron, no problem. Although you can see that the other Chiefs members want nothing to do with it apart from Swiffer. He's still pinging Baron. He is still in the Baron pit, Fish.
This is where you just start and say, if you don't come here, I'm going to die. It's fine. You don't want to start Baron? I will die. It's where you make your ultimatum, your tantrum stand.
Recall in the last half a second, so that's why even though damage registered, Spook still goes back to base.
Only works if you kill him, fortunately. We have a tweet coming in as well. Not sure what everyone else, but
Swiffer?
pretty sure
And Big
Swiffer
Swip.
and Big Swips are up for MVP Game 2. Nah, Spook's still good. Sorry, mate. I'm sorry, it's wacko, but Spooks is a better score.
Yeah, exactly right. We are scoreboard analysts here. It's all about who gets the runs on the board.
I'm not the smartest caster. I rely on numbers to get me through most of the time, Spawn. You should know that from casting the LPL with me.
I mean, as Glenn McGrath is very aware of, it doesn't matter how long you tie down the other end of the bowling. As long as Shane Warne's up the other side taking wickets, he's going to get man of the match. Spooks and Ejim able to avoid that one. And I think they should just start Baron Fish. Is what I've been trying to say for the last couple of minutes is the Chiefs should just start the Baron.
Swiffer's not leaving. He says, if you guys don't come to Baron, I'm not coming to you for team fights. Although I'm pretty sure they could 3v5 at the moment with this gold lead. 13,000 in their favor. And Regicide just grouping up everyone mid, saying, all right, we throw out an arrow, we kill someone, and pray.
Yep, exactly right. You can see right now, however, top lane's massive, bottom lane has started to be pushed in, and there are no wards around the Baron pit. So now we'll start it up. Cassiopeia, unrivaled Baron DPS. And just look how quickly it goes down. Within 2,000.
And kill off. Teleport being used to actually catch out Fade. He's going to fall eventually to the poison from Swiffer. Chenny Boy setting his ground. Almost gets the stun onto Swiffer, so one more auto attack be enough, but he gets a great catch by Gaze. Good play coming out from Ejim, but that's a shutdown for Suman on towards the support. Ray's in some trouble here. Flash forward, gets stunned. Suman can't go any further forward. Big play from the Chiefs team their ground. Chenny's just stuck in a pit. Baron's fallen. Chiefs pick it up as well. They're looking to end the game.
Yeah, they certainly are. I mean, they won't get there yet. It's only 30-second death time. It's 10 seconds left on Fade, but they're at least going to get the waves pushing in the right direction. And right now, with such a huge gold lead, just becomes the impossible task. The impossible just got even more difficult, if that is possible, which I don't think it is.
Well, Chiefs are now pushing on two fronts. Top side of the map is going to be Raze going against Human one-on-one. Flashes away. Human still chasing. Get him to speed up from the queues. Raze throws down the trap. Doesn't work. No, go back. Get back top lane. What?
Suman got him.
Hello? I'm upset.
See, people call me Chief Sport. How about Chief Spectator? Wanted absolutely nothing to do with watching Raze die there.
They get Swiffer with an arrow
He's
here.
dead.
He's going to fall. I mean, we get that one. Knocks him back. He picks up a kill in return. Meanwhile, Spirix is going to style on the Gragasea. He kicks him back, picks up the execute.
Yep.
What the heck happened top lane? I'm not happy.
We got to see the boring part of the chase, and then as soon as he's about to die.
It was too brutal, apparently. We can't change our ratings anymore. I mean, we gave Graves this cigar back. That's the line at the moment.
He's not in the game, though. But at the same time, when you're talking about 3 items built on every one of the Chiefs versus barely an item and a half, except for Suman, who's 5-5-1, and is actually having a pretty good Victor performance.
He is.
For someone that is known for purely assassin play most of the time, it's stood up quite well this game. 214 CS, a lot of it has been pushed into him. But still 5-5-1 in what is only a 9-kill game against 31 kills is impressive.
But if you're Regicide, just holding on for 2 more minutes, Spawn. That's all you need. 2 minutes.
And the goon gives you a point.
Yep. Big Tegan. I don't know where he's getting it from, but he's getting a point for Regicide somewhere. Still, impressive game from the Chiefs.
This has been a great game. You can see all their individual members have confidence back for one of the first times we've seen probably all this year. You can see that their calls are nice and clear. And individually they're standing up, so not really all that much you can ask out of a game like this.
It's a good game to send them into a break as well. We've got 2 weeks to reset. Regicide still
Hurricane pick up by Raze. Don't know about that. Rapid Fire Cannon probably keeps him alive there, although good land. Will do that.
Yeah, everything missing from Regicide there. That means that the Chiefs
Oh.
have full control to go in. Spooks, no flash. Can't take it easily without a ward jump.
I mean, had one ward left on his dagger. That's why I thought he was
Oh,
great horse.
Chenny! He's going to get knocked back, grounded by Swiffer, and the Twin Fangs sink into the Regicide 80 carry.
Yeah, you can see on the top side of the map, Swiper's just still pushing in. He's killed the inhibitor, pushed ZZZ all the way back. He's 3 levels higher.
Yeah. Regicide have been caught in the box by Egypt. They try as they might. The Chiefs are just way too far ahead. ZZZ jumps back in. He's got a Guardian Angel. Fade's going to be the next one to fall. Decoy is on top of his fountain. Is it enough? Raze, he's going into the fountain. Almost dies. Going to be a double kill picked up by Swiffer.
20 seconds left. The time is on.
35 kills for the Chiefs. They're going to be able to do it. No point for Regicide. Tegan is safe. And a much better Game 2 victory from the Chiefs here against Regicide.
Yeah, that was squeaky clean, that one. Really nice mechanical showing. They came in, got business done. That's all you need to do if you're the Chiefs this week.
Yep.
They pick up the 3 points. They put themselves temporarily on top of the ladder, although I'm sure Divals will have something to say about that tomorrow. And you can see, not actually all that much smiles, although Ejim's having a cheeky grin at one of his players. Maybe Spooks because of that chase through the top lane. But I think, like, in all honesty, I think that Regicide will look at these games and think, our laning phase is getting a little bit shaky. We need to fix our jungle pathing. They said that Fade, you know, was slowly getting back used to being a jungle main. I still think his pathing at times is a little bit off. Probably should have been able to keep track of Spooks in that first top lane gank. But at the same time, their decisiveness, their willingness to pull the trigger, and the fact that they've picked up a young, very skilled support in Decoy, I think is a promising side for this squad. And again, like all the things that we think new teams have problems coming into the OPL with, Regicide don't seem to have that. Good drafting, good team mentality. They play to their win conditions. Just it's the minute things that, going back to the drawing board, playing for a while together, we'll be able to fix. Yeah, that's the hope, and we'll see whether that is the case. Yeah, hope we'll be able to see that coming out from them. But again, 2-0 victory for the Chiefs. Nice and easy for them in that best of 3 series. For now, to break down today, as well as that last match, let's send it back to the analyst desk.
Thank you very much, guys. And Chiefs taking that entire game 2-0 there over Regicide, but a much cleaner game in that second one, Choo-Choos. And in particular, I mean, you got to be feeling that they went away during the break between the games and said, look, we need to play better, and we have.
I think just put it really well in his interview that even though the first game was rocky, they're still happy that they won the game. Let's not dwell on it. Let's just go into the next one. And then this second game, they smashed it. Every single person on that squad performed way better than the first game. Swiper and Swiffer, I just want to say that both of them played amazingly. Yeah, it was a great game by them.
I mean, I'm going to take credit for jinxing it. I said it was going to be a perfect game, and then Swiper died, and then Ejim died, and I felt like it was my fault. But
This isn't about you, Tegan.
They were playing amazingly across the board. You specified Swiper and Swiffer, but I feel like we can't really just say 2 of them were playing really well because all of them were playing really well.
Yeah,
I did say that.
Yeah, then you specified.
All right, let's take a look at this first replay. Choo-Choos, you're a mid laner. You're a veteran mid laner. I don't know when you saw this this flash, Swiffer's flash over the Kraken's barrel. You were very excited. Let's take a look at it now.
Oh boy! So he sees Fade come in, hits the miasma, and starts releasing some. But this flash, I can't even speak. Like, not many mid laners in the world can do that.
So is he reacting or is he predicting?
That's reacting.
He's reacting.
That's reacting. That's reacting.
Really? That's so quick.
He saw. Yeah,
he saw a frame of a barrel.
Not many people. Like, I'll be honest. I could maybe... No, I probably couldn't. I probably couldn't do it. I probably couldn't do that. Maybe on a good day. Maybe 2 years ago. But yeah, like, that was such an impressive play by him. And it's so good to see Swiffy, you know, like, have this resurgence. He's had some rough weeks, week 1 and week 2, but it was good to see him have a really solid game too.
Yeah, just showing confidence, showing, you know, shades of how good he used to be and how good he still is. It's really impressive to see.
Speaking of great individual plays, let's take a look at this Lee Sin kick from Spooks in the mid lane, because I know you had some choice words for this as well, Tegan.
Yeah, this is a kick that would make Selly very proud. Starts off with Raze getting caught out, and Regicide again, they're down probably like over 10,000 at this point, who knows, and they're still winning fights at the start of it. it's impressive by them to just start these fights and know to be decisive. Then Spooks decides to go bowling, kicks 2 of them. Swiper comes in with a Q, takes all the kills and looks like the hero, but Spooks is really the one that was just going crazy there. And I want to highlight how good Spooks' play was, but before that, Regicide still being decisive when they're down 10,000. That's pretty impressive too.
I agree. Like, this team is so good at like still making proactive plays. 13, 14k down, they're still flashing on Rays, punishing him for overextending.
No fear.
No fear.
No fear in Regicide.
Yeah, it's so impressive to see a squad like that do that.
Well, speaking of Spooks, who we just highlighted then, he's standing by with Jake right now for the interview, so let's toss to them.
Thanks very much, Kingers. I'm standing beside Sammy D, victorious jungler of the Chiefs right now. I want to talk about last split a little bit because we haven't had a chance to speak to you this season so far. Tell me what the early elimination to the hands of Sin and therefore a longer off-season did to the mentality of the team.
Yeah, look, last season was a little bit rough. Obviously, dropping to 4th place is not, that's not our standard, and we were very disappointed. But, we went back to the drawing board, and Big Swips, myself and Ejim went to create a boot camp. And I think we're heading in the right direction right now, and we're pretty confident about this split.
All right, cool. And you've also had some coaching staff changes. Cyclone's joined the TM gaming lineup. Volt's gone back to university. You've brought Jish back in from Immortals, who are doing fantastically in North America without him at the moment, by the way, if you don't mind. What's it been like, the change behind the scenes?
Yeah, look, having Jish back is, I guess, it's a bit refreshing. I guess we feel really comfortable with him around the house, and I think at the moment we're learning a lot every week with having him back as coach, and I think it's looking good.
All right, cool. So now talk to me about the goals this year. Chiefs have yet to go to Worlds, been to a couple of IWCQs, lost week 1 versus Direwolves, but since then the growth has been there in the team. Is the goal there to be the #1 team, and if so, are you guys there yet or still a ways to go?
Yeah, look, our goal is always to make Worlds. This season, I guess it's a little bit of a cheat. If we win the split, we get to go straight to Worlds. But no, I don't think we're confident right now that we're #1. We've still got to figure a lot of stuff out, but I think we will be #1 by the end of the split.
All right, cool. And heading into a 2-week break now. Is it going home and recharging? Is it sticking around in the gaming house? What exactly is it? New D3 season comes out, I'm pretty sure, soon. You know you were a big fan in the past.
Yeah, look, I think it looks like a break at the moment, but, I think we'll be definitely grinding solo queue. There won't be many teams to scrim because they'll all be going overseas. But, we'll definitely be practicing hard and making sure we're ready.
All right, congratulations on the victory and best of luck in the 2 weeks to come. Let's throw it back to Hingers to close out the night.
Thanks very much, Jake and Spooks there, and congratulations to the jungler for his 2-0 win over Regicide. Let's take a look at their draft, shall we, as we bring it up on your screen. And Spooks is Lee Sin. He copped a lot of, I guess, sass last split from Spawn in particular about hitting his Lee Sin Qs, but he had a big game on Lee Sin this game.
Yeah, especially that last chase where he's chasing Suman, and he ends up dying.
Well-deserved sass when you just look at that one play instead of the whole game.
Besides that, he played great.
It's pretty good. In particular, Chiefs picking Thresh. I want to talk about that. They're taking it away from the Regicide support player, the new guy Decoy. How do you think Ejim played on Thresh? He's a good Thresh player.
Pretty damn well.
Yeah.
It's hard to really fault someone when they won lane as hard as they did. He was hitting the right hooks. He was flaying multiple people multiple times. It's very difficult to fault him. It's just a really good pick. I think at some point in the night, the cast has said it's probably the best support pick, especially if you're good at it.
The other thing I want to kind of ask about is Razor's AD carry pool, right? We've seen them ban out Caitlyn, he picks Zai. They ban out Zai, he picks Caitlyn. And you're thinking the third tier one for him is Jhin?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I hope it is, just because I'm a fan of his Jhin play. But he didn't really have too good of a game on on any of these games, really, on Caitlyn. So I guess it does question, like, is he just a one-trick Xayah player? But I'm sure he just had a rough game.
When we say not too good of a game, by the way, we mean to his standard.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was still good. He was still good.
They still won.
It wasn't what we normally expect of him, which is dragging the Chiefs over the line when they should all be carrying the weight like they did today.
So in many ways, that's kind of an improvement for the Chiefs, right? That, like we said in Game 1, they're showing a wider paths to victory than perhaps we've seen in previous weeks.
Yeah.
Well, that's what he said in his interview, right? The only reason he was able to shine so bright is because his teammates were doing so poorly. Now that they're carrying their weight, it's harder for him to prove himself to be, best player in the OPL that he so desperately wanted to state earlier this week.
His words, not mine. All right, now going into this game, we did talk about Suman as a potential carry threat for Regicide. He's going up against Swiffer. Let's take a look at their stats side by side, because as we bring this up, I mean, Swiffer had a massive game going into, oh, my bad. Swiffer had a massive game this second game, and 11-2-6, that's huge.
The dynamic duo. Look at that score, 11-13. That's a good looking score.
Well, we said going into it that these two generally play around each other, and Suman needed to be respectful. And Spooks, we saw it time and time again, him getting into the right lanes, getting things going for both his top laner, his mid laner. And when he enables someone to get ahead, especially on champions like Cassiopeia, they're just going to go out of control like Swiffer did. He showed us all of his skill on the champion as well. It wasn't just Spooks getting him ahead. We saw him flash the barrel. We saw him just chase people down. But when I look at the Chiefs, I look at how well Spooks was enabling them today.
Yeah, it's refreshing to see this old traditional dynamic duo, you know, show why they're so good, why they're recognized as probably the best jungle mid dynamic duo in the league.
Yeah, well, let's take a look now at damage dealt to champions, and not a lot of surprises there. Yeah, a lot of blue. A lot of blue on that graph.
I'm going to say I expected more from Cassiopeia. I thought she was just tearing everyone apart, but apparently not.
She topped it. It's just everyone else is doing a lot of damage as well.
Yeah,
you know?
she topped it, but not by much. Not by what I expected.
Meanwhile, I think I want to also shout out Suman's Victor there. You know, he's doing a respectable amount of damage amongst his team.
Yeah.
I will say the problem is most of that's probably gone on to Renekton or some other person that doesn't really care if they get damaged.
Yeah.
So it's tough for them to do it, whereas Regicide didn't really have the tank to absorb the damage. All the damage coming across was hitting important people and really just murdering them.
All right, well, as we move forward to tomorrow, let's take a look at the schedule for tomorrow's games. Shall we always bring it up on your screens? We're going to be seeing your boys TM take on Legacy. T-Gun, how you feeling about that? Because after that, Abyss will take on Direwolves. Give us a little sweet little preview, T-Gun.
Feeling like it'll be a pretty good series. I feel bad for Abyss and Direwolves having to follow us. That's a hard task to have.
Indeed it is. Indeed it is. Well, where is your heart, Aaron Chushu's Bland?
Do I need...
as a former player on TM and a former owner of Legacy, you know.
Good luck, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Good luck.
It's the nicest thing you've said to me all day.
I will say, TM's play last week, first game, obviously this is going to be a difficult game going up against Legacy, but first game last week was very, very clean, and I know Carbon had some very nice words to say about you guys on the cast, you know, himself playing for Legacy, so, you know, if you could play that well again, potentially take a game.
I feel like if we played that well every game, we'd be near the top of the table. Just so happens we're too inconsistent right now.
All right.
I agree.
Yep. Do you want to give us a sweet preview of tomorrow, Aaron, before we get out of this, or hold your tongue? No?
You know, just...
They need secrets to beat us.
You know, just play your best. Have fun.
All right. I feel like we have got to the end of the show, so I'd like to thank Choo Choos and T-Gun for joining me here on the desk. I'd like to thank you at home for watching us, and we will see you tomorrow, 3 p.m. for 2 more games of League of Legends. Good night.
Coming in from Spooks on the creep wave, still gets it.
Really good combo. That's great from Spooks, holding on to the second part of Resonating Strike and comboing out with Swiper. Fantastic. Good to see. Spooks lands the Q this time round, gets him, goes behind him, and the hook coming out from Egypt straight onto a trap. Chetty Boy's dead as well. He didn't expect that one.
Pretty sure he's getting out. Oh, that is beautiful.
That was the tip of the flay coming out as well. Knocks him over the blast cone into a trap. That was really cool from Raze. He's going to be able to pick up a kill off the back of that as well. Ooh, fade. Stop doing that. Good body block forward though, but that's a big ultimate. Spooks kicks one back. Swiffer and Spooks, the dynamic duo that this team needs, absolutely pop off in the mid lane. Well, Regicide have put out Raze. He's going to fall straight away. This might be the pick Regicide really needed, but I don't even think they can turn around against these 3 members of Chief. Swiper goes back for a good double dice.
Ooh, Chetty's got tagged.
He's going to be able to tag this one up. Good kick from Spooks. That was beautiful. Gives Swiper the double kill. CZZ gets tagged up as well. Waiting for that mana. Jumps on in. He's got more now, Mordius. He doesn't care about anyone right now. Egypt steals that kill away from Spooks, and he is actually the MVP now after that play. Best 2 out of 3. He got it. He hit the Q spawn. Mission accomplished. And Spook's looking to try and jump over the ward here for a jump kill, but can't get it. Instead, Timmy Swiffer gets nailed by everything, including the ultimate coming out from Victor. Good damage, but they can't follow up. Decoy will be the first one to fall. Raze picks up that kill nice and easy. Regicide have been caught in the box by Egypt. They try as they might. The Chiefs are just way too far ahead. ZZ jumps back in. He's got a gun in Angel. Fade's going to be the next one to fall. Decoy is on top of his fountain. Is it enough? Raze, he's going into the fountain. Almost dies. Going to be a double kill picked up by Swiffer.
20 seconds left. The time is on.
35 kills for the Chiefs. They're going to be able to do it. No point for Regicide. Tegan is safe. And a much better Game 2 victory from the Chiefs here against Regicide.